Hello everybody and a good day to you all. Today I am talking about Black Lightning Season number 1, Episode number 2, Lawanda, the Book of Hope. This episode is directed by Scott. And here we have the aftermath of what happened at that hotel when the Black Lightning, Jeffrey Pierce, rescued his daughters, and he took down the bad guys, and he thought that after he got his daughters, stopped the bad guys, he can retire again and try to get his family back together. Everything's good. I saved the day. Black Lightning came in, did his job, and now he can go back off into the sunset and live happily ever after. Because now that's done. Easy peasy. Bam, I'm finished. Turns out, nope, he didn't really stop anything. Yes, he saved his daughters. And that's fantastic. But the bad guys didn't stop doing business because he busted up hotel rooms. They don't care. They went after the cops came and went to the place and did their part. They went back to their jobs, and then the bad guy said, "Well, back to business." Didn't stop a darn thing. All he did was put a band-aid on a bullet hole. It's still bleeding. Didn't stop nothing. Didn't stop nothing. And he realized, and he found that out here. And he also started to realize that, well, once you start being a hero, you can't stop. You really can't. Because if you have these powers, and you can do things with these powers to help people, you can't just stop helping people because, well, even though he wants to please his wife, and he wants to get his ex-wife back into his life and help to be a family again, so he's starting to realize maybe he can't have both. He can't have both. And even though I do understand his wife on why she doesn't want to be the hero, I totally get it. Because at the time, the kids were young, and she didn't want her husband and their father grew up without them. They had to let me move on without them. I mean, the kids grew up without a father, and then she got people explain to them what happened, and so she wanted to happen. So she made him quit. He quit for her, and so he tried to live his life as a principal of the school, trying to help as many students as he possibly could, trying to educate them so they can have a better life and they can move on from where they're at. He thought that if he can teach them the right way and give them the information and the tools that they need, they can improve themselves and better the neighborhood that way. Well, that's not enough. It's not enough. The bad guys are still there because once he left, the bad guy said, well, there's nobody here to stop us now. Now we can completely take over. And that's what they did. The 100 just took over, and the Black Lightning pretty much stood in the sidelines for so long. But now he had to. But then once he started to get back into it, he realized, well, I can't stop. Not because I'm addicted to have the power. No, I always had the power. That's not the issue. It's like that once you start doing something good, and once you start helping people, and just like Spider-Man says from Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. You can't turn it off. You just can't. Because once you do that, bad things happening. And this was happening in this episode right here. A lot of things go down. People die. Like, wow. I didn't think people would be dying off so soon, but they do. This is episode number 2. This show is very shocking. It does things that I wasn't expecting. It still feels real and really gritty. And I'm enjoying this journey. Because this is not an origin story. He already was the Black Lightning. This is him returning back into the field, returning back to the life of the hero. And even though he's a little bit older now, his body's not exactly like it was when he was younger. He's not as peak human potential like he used to be. He's older, and so fighting crime is a little rough on his body. You see him going through that in this episode right here. Look really rough and painful. You actually felt it yourself, like this. Oh my gosh, I felt my whole body just hurting just watching him. Like, oh. But you're also seeing his daughter. His oldest daughter. I gotta think of her name now. Well, you see her learning how to use her powers. And she's starting to figure out what triggers them, and hopefully she can use her powers to pretty much help her father. And hopefully both of his daughters get their powers back, get their powers. Because see, his wife always worried about him out there alone doing this, but it'd be even better if both of his daughters get their powers, and then they get a uniform, and then they can help his dad out there on the field. Because he can't do it all by himself. He's getting older now. He can't do it all alone. But if he got his two daughters behind him, also powerful, helping him, that makes a huge difference. Because it goes from being from one guy person by themselves now to three, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So you seeing Jeffrey Pierce learning that he can't stop being Black Lightning. He has to step up and try to be the hero again. And you also seeing his daughter, his oldest daughter, learning that she has a power and a gift too. That maybe she also can contribute and do something and be a hero as well. And you've seen that his ex-wife starting to realize that, well, maybe me pressuring him not to be the Black Lightning wasn't the greatest idea. Maybe I'm a little bit at fault too. Because, see, I knew he has the power to help people, and I knew that's what he wanted to do, but I made him stop for me. So now I actually got to deal with the fact that maybe I shouldn't have let him stop, but she did was for the right reasons. Because the thing is, though, I'm not mad at her. I don't think what she did was wrong. Because I see both sides. It's not just black and white. She's a mother. She loves her husband, and she loves her children. And she's putting her children first. And she doesn't want her children to grow up without a father. But the children are grown now. And they're going to be developing powers themselves. So it makes a big difference. Overall, another great episode. Like I said, this show is it's gritty. It feels real. Because it doesn't feel like a fantasy. Like The Flash feels more fantasy. It feels more comic booky. And so it go a little crazy. Arrow can be gritty and dark at times too, but they still have a little bit of a fantasy element to it as well. It's still a little bit out there. And Legend of Tomorrow, that's just pure crazy. So, but this right here feels like it's down to earth. I feel like an actual superhero was walking the streets. This would actually be going on because the social thing that they talk about in this episode about with gun violence and gangs and stuff like that too, and a little bit it reflects a little bit what's going on today in our society as a whole. So that you actually can see yourselves in this episode here. So like this, wow. So when something bad happens, you actually do really. When something bad happens to a good person, you actually do feel it because you actually do care about these people, just like the Black Lightning cares about these people. And the bad guy in this episode is, oh my gosh, you got Tobias, and he's played by Marvin Jones III. And Tobias is a bad mamma jamma. This guy is so tough and so bad that he actually walked into a police station. Walked in. And they let him come in. And they let him kill a guy in prison. In the jail. They let him kill a guy in the jail. And nobody stopped him. He walked in with his night suit on. With his second in command. This lady. Walked in, just strolled in. Killed the guy. Walked out. No big whoop. That's another Tuesday. Wow. 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 Now, he looks different than he does in the comic books. In the comic books, he's like 6'5" or something like that, 400 pounds. He's a big guy. I think the Kingpin, but a black and an albino. That's pretty much what he is. He's the Kingpin. He's the Kingpin. This is the black version. He's albino. That's it. So he has the strength, and so when I saw him kill that guy, I had to look him up. I said, does he have superpowers? Because he killed that guy with no problem at all. So, but he does know how to fight for his size, and he's pretty quick on his. He doesn't fight all the time. He only fights when he has to. But he is strong because he's so big. He has so much weight. So I guess he's not that big here on the TV show. I guess they gave him the strength of a person who's 400 pounds. That makes kind of sense. That makes sense. But either way, I'm enjoying his performance on the screen. I really do. Every time I see him, every time he talks and stuff like that, just seeing whatever he does, even though it might be like something that may be offensive, but I actually am enjoying him, watching him while he's in action. Ugh. Overall, like I said, another great episode. Really enjoying it a whole lot. I highly recommend this show. I said watch this show. Really watch the show. Watch it. Watch it. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. So give my channel a big old like, the thumbs up. Boom! boom, and subscribe to my channel and share. I really would appreciate it. Like I always say, in my dreams and in real life, I am the Ninja Rabbit. Peace out, peoples.